Hey guys, how you doing? It's the Do Carpenter. I am live in my shop with my beautiful wife, and we just wanted to talk about a few things. There's a lot going on right now. We're in the middle of 4 different projects. This weekend we're going to be setting up the raised flower bed. Yeah, we're going to be doing the raised flower bed. We're also this weekend going to be installing from Alabama. Doug, hey, how you doing?
Hi.
But we're going to be installing the bread / pizza oven on Julie's rocket mass heater. So that's going to be interesting. Mrs. Honeydew is going to cook a loaf of bread in it.
I'm excited.
And I'm just going to eat it. But there's a few things I want to talk to you guys about. I've just been getting thousands and thousands of comments. And I read them all. But I don't necessarily have time to respond to all of them. We kind of have to prioritize. And I do a lot of the Etsy store ones first, generally, and then I move on from there. But I just want to let you guys know that it's your comments and the love we get and everything. It's just what keeps us going, and let you know that we do read them all.
It says we're having network problems.
We're having a network problem.
It doesn't show anything on our end. Let us know if it continues or if it gets resolved.
Thanks.
And James Owen, hey guys. Hey, it's nice to see you. Or say hi.
What's that? Looking forward to the cook stove.
Right.
So am I. I thought I could do this in one day, but it got a little... I kept adding to it and making it probably more honeydewed up than it should be.
You're good at that.
Yeah. I probably could have just left an insulated shroud around, but I wanted to triple wall it and put an air shroud around and a chimney out with a damper on it so that she can control the amount of heat that just stays radiating from it. And that the whole stove will act a little bit like a chimney, and you can open that up and let the warm air flue out around and take some fresh air in from underneath and add to it. And that way you can kind of watch the temperature on the front door and control it. So
it's gonna be really darn cool.
It started out as just a sheet metal shroud, and then it went epic on me.
Okay, so James Owen says, love to see the welding guy produce the rocket stove cook stove. You liked that little video, huh? It's a pretty cool rocket stove that you can cook on.
It is. And you know, it's kind of in its R&D phases and whatnot. I've already been on the drawing board myself, and I am putting together a small scale one. Something that is DIY, that most anybody can do. I like to keep it simple and put the cookies on the bottom shelf. That's my saying, so that everybody can have some, you know.
If the Honeydew Carpenter doesn't have a project going, or 3, he's not happy.
Right, well, that's one. We got to get some of these big ones out of the way first, though.
All right, so Rick Wills, hello from Sixes, Lookout, Ontario, Canada. Your Air Crete work is awesome. Well, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
And Kenneth.
On your fire starter pucks, do the lava stones get sucked into the pipe since they're light? No. Actually, what they are is a form of just... The ones I originally did the pucks with was just a natural form of like perlite. It's just a lava that's been super heated really fast and popped kind of like popcorn. We have them available here in Idaho Falls and outside by Craters of the Moon National Monument, just laying on the ground. Most people don't have them available, but actual perlite that you buy for gardening works just as well in them.
Hi, Down East Waves.
Hey. So, I hope that answers that question.
Hi from Flushing, New York.
All right, New
Hey,
York.
Carlos.
I just sent a foam mate out to Brooklyn, New York.
Eating tacos while watching? Oh, yummy. I love tacos.
Mother of many horses.
Aww.
She has been with us from the beginning.
Right. She's amazing.
I think she's like our 3rd subscriber or something. It wasn't very far down the line. But there's a few things I've got some really good questions on in the comments lately. I've had several about people just asking what are pop rivets, and sometimes I forget, because I'm the honeydew carpenter, that it's those little simple things that people maybe don't know about, that I just think are common knowledge, aren't necessarily common knowledge. Hi from Central Mississippi, planning on getting a phone mate. All right, thanks, Penny.
Yeah, Julie. I got your email. Sorry, guys. I need to really work on turning my notification sound off when I record.
Seriously?
I bet that was loud on your end. I apologize.
So I'm going to do a little tutorial on pop rivets. I used to build snowmobiles and Julie! Okay, this is Honeydew. Didn't turn off the notifications before we started this live show. Now the whole world knows that she's a gummy bear.
I am so sorry, you guys. I am doing that now. Ringtones are down. Oops, back up. Okay.
And notifications are...
Sorry about the movement on the camera. Hi from Central Mississippi. Planning on getting a phone mate.
Yeah.
Penny McBride.
Yeah, I already said hi to Penny.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I missed
Down
that
East
one.
Waves. Gummy?
Gummy bear.
Yeah, right? I'm a gummy bear.
I love the ringtone because if it goes off in like the middle of a store, everyone hears it, and then everyone starts singing it. And I love that. I think it's awesome.
So I'm going to do a tutorial on pop rivets. Pop rivets go all the way from the size of huge down to the little teeny ones I'm using. I used to use much bigger ones that required a mechanical pop riveter or an air pop riveter to even use them. There's no way you could do them by hand. But I'm going to do a quick tutorial on that. Oh, J-Lube. In the mix design, I've done some testing on it since I put out that last mix design PDF on my Etsy store, and every place I'd read said dilute it into the water, and it's just so hard to get diluted in. Even after you boil it, it doesn't want to dilute in very well, and it leaves kind of a thick residue that can clog up your gun, and you have to rinse it really well every time. But guess what? I love the stuff and how it makes the mix and how it makes it so stable, and makes the bubbles so strong. So I took the powdered J-Lube, just a 1/4 teaspoon in 5 pounds of Portland cement, so half a teaspoon in 10 pounds, and you just mix it into the cement, into the dry, and then you just mix your stuff like normal, and it has the exact same effect on the mix. So that's something.
We are planning on changing that PDF in the Etsy store to explain that better.
Right.
And so for everyone that has bought it, we are planning on going through and looking it up and resending that out to you guys.
And yeah, and sending an email.
So if we do miss you
apology.
within the next 2 weeks, send us an email so that we don't miss you.
I mean, there's going to be things, especially with the foam mate. The very first ones I sent out, I had a 1.5-inch round gun tube, and I found the 1.25-inch one works a little bit better. And so all the later ones got sent out with the better tube. It's like the difference between a Macintosh and today's Apple or something, you know? I mean, you have to start somewhere, and you start producing what you know and what you can do, and as improvements come, well, the product just gets better. But up until day before yesterday, I was using my old gun with the 1.5-inch, and it works just fine as well. So I just like the 1.25-inch one better. But So as we make adjustments and as we make discoveries and maybe change some product knowledge that we had put out before, we'll try and get emails out to everybody and just let them know what we found. So.
Are there many horses at LOL?
And, okay, Marianne wrote a super loud, but it makes me laugh anytime.
Every time. I know. I'm sorry.
Every time, I know. She says sorry, but sorry kind of implies that you're going to not plan on doing it again. I had some people, because on the last mix design I put out, I put 7th generation soap, and it kind of confused them because I touted so much on the Schwab shampoo and built it up so big. I still love the shampoo better. It makes a tighter, better bubble, and it makes a more stable mix in my estimation. It's just that was for a specific use for the raised flower bed. Because it's going in a garden or somewhere where you're going to be growing food, I wanted to use a plant-based soap and an all-natural one, which 7th generation is. I couldn't get it to be stable all by itself, and that's why I added the lime and the J-Lube, was to get it to be stable and so that when you poured it, it would stay where you poured it and cure out in the shape that you left it. 7th generation all by itself, I found it collapses on itself a little bit until it stabilizes and then it cures out. But it's not the same shape as when you left it, unless you make some adjustments to your mix. And that's why I posted that mix adjustments. So another one we're working on that I'm super excited about, I've been getting a lot of questions about it, is the forge. People are wanting a refractory mix. And the way I've treated this, just stay tuned for that video. We were working on a raised planter bed, but because of the time it takes to cure out blocks, 10, 12 at a time, we're doing all these other projects in the midterm. So the pizza oven, the forge, and the planter bed are all going to come out pretty much the same time, within that same week.
So Davey Oneness asked if we're using too much. I'm wondering if he's talking about the J-Lube, if we're using too much, and that's why your gun might be...
You know what? Every site I saw recommended a teaspoon to a gallon. I cut it down to a half a teaspoon, which was... And I still couldn't. It was still kind of way too much. Now I left it at a half a teaspoon, so I used 2/4 teaspoons in 10 pounds of Portland cement and mix it in dry. And when you pour the water, or mix that cement and the dry mix with the lime and everything into the water and mix it up, it appears to me, and after I've cured out several pours and several sets of blocks, it appears to me it has the exact same effect on the strength of the bubbles and stabilizing the mix. The texture's the same. So,
and now they're so pretty.
Yeah, and I'm happy with it.
Right?
Yeah. My blocks are turning out so pretty.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
so
get one.
Frank from Orlando, Florida says greetings. And then Mike Law says, holy crap, I caught you guys. Well, I'm glad you did, Mike.
See, these are what the blocks are turning out like. They're just...
Isn't that so nice and pretty?
They're just beautiful. And you can see the little bits of straw sticking up out of that top, but... One little tip on the forms, I've wrapped all the forms in saran wrap, that press and seal saran wrap. Mrs. Honeydew loves it.
So
we're building an aircrete block home. We're getting the foam mate. To
do the scratch coat of plaster and fill some cracks
between the blocking.
Looking forward to using the foam mate.
Well,
hey,
cool.
We would love pictures.
You know what? We would love pictures, and
send them to honeydewcarpenter1@gmail.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Marianne Rhoda, Mama Love, says, you guys rock. Love you. Where did it go?
Right there.
Emeryville, California. Wasn't picking, just grinning. Thanks for making me smile, and all they acknowledge. Can't wait to be off-grid living. I know. That's our goal, too. It is. And so, let me see. After, in June, when Julie gets back, we're going to start a geodesic dome. And before that, we're building a outbuilding for Mom and Dad with an aircrete wall panel system that I've come up with. So stay tuned for those projects. I'm so glad I did these little projects that took a lot of different pours and a lot of different experimenting, because I've got the mix down and I know exactly what I'm going to do for the wall panels. Okay, so Frank says, you think you could experiment with casting lightweight balusters? Man, I don't even know what that is. I can't believe the Honeydew Carpenter doesn't know what that is. You better find out. All right, he probably will find out, and then he'll have a lot of information. Davey Owens, J-Lube not dissolving. You know what? Like I said, rewatch this. If you just joined in, I was talking about J-Lube earlier. Mix the J-Lube powder, just like a half a teaspoon, into 10 pounds of Portland cement, and just mix it in with the cement, the powder. It has the same effect on the mix. You guys need to show us what the blocks look like once they are in the garden. We are putting them in Saturday, right? Yeah, this weekend. They're going in this weekend. Yeah, so we might do a little bit of a live show just to do a little quick and show a little bit of that, but the video will be coming a little later after Saturday. And then UTR says, hi, I've been watching your aircrete videos. I don't see how these blocks with the pie slice piece connect together. Oh. Well, what happens is you have two round circles, and you want to stagger the next row of blocks, and that pie slice just locks right into the back side of those two circles that it's sitting on top of. That's how they work. We will get good video of that to show you guys soon. We definitely will. And then I've been using 1-on-1 cement slurry with 5x4x3 and 2 foam to slurry, but bricks have been brittle. Robert H. Sounds like you got maybe... How much water are you using? What do you say? A 1-to-1 cement slurry? Yeah, with 5x4x3 and 2. You know what I did to get my blocks to cure out quicker so I could get them out of the form in 12 hours too? I reduced the water to 7 ounces per pound of Portland instead of 8 ounces. Okay. Maybe you can email us, Robert H., and we can get that figured out and help you out. Hey, Mike Law says, hey, you know how soft water makes shampoo really foam up? She wonders if that would be helpful and work. You know what? I think we ought to go get some salt and hook up our soft water softener. What is your hard water softener? Robert H. wonders what your slurry mix is. I typically mix between 7 and 8 ounces of water with 1 pound of concrete. So if it's 10 pounds, it's 70 or 80 ounces. I used to do just 8 ounces, 8.5 ounces, but I've been reducing it clear down to 7 ounces. The only problem is you gotta be quick. It wants to set up on you when you don't have that. Keep it in motion. Yeah, you have to keep it in motion. I almost have to have Mrs. Honeydew help me when I reduce it clear down to 7 ounces of water. But 8 ounces per pound is a good slurry mix. Okay, so George DeHart says, I have plans to build with your mix when the snow melts. Oh, that's exciting. That's awesome. I can't believe it. I'm not the only one that the snow just melted. Right? I mean, it just snowed on us yesterday. Down East Wave says, oh goody, can't wait to see your projects. And George says, hey, have you tried stain on this mix yet?
You know, we're trying that right now. We have it. There was a comment, one of the comments that we got.
Asked about.
And they asked about, could we dye the blocks and make them a certain color? The very next pour we're doing is going to be dyed. It's a dark red or kind of a reddish brown, like
we got
a red color. So we're going to do that.
And see how that works out.
And we'll see how that works. So stay tuned for that.
Nothing, Mother of Many Horses said, nothing better than tacos and a live stream for Mr. Honey and Mrs. Honeydew.
Man, that makes me want to go to Taco Bell right now.
I know. You're making us nice and hungry.
Yeah.
UTR says, okay, thanks, I'll look out for it.
All right.
And Robert H says,
he was using 1 cup of water, no. Well, how much does a cup of Portland weigh? It doesn't weigh a pound, I don't think.
No.
And a cup is 8 ounces.
Yeah.
So that's a little thin. That's probably why you're getting really, really brittle.
Yeah. So I would, I guess, reduce the water?
Yeah. And guys, I got to apologize. I wanted to wait to put out all them mixes until I get this refractory mix down. And this is why, because I have a mix for the stovepipe. I have a mix that I used in Julie's rocket mass heater for the insulation. And I'm building a forge. And I mean, this thing will be capable of getting up to 3,000 degrees. And I want to see how that refractory mix that I put together, because I have a lot of different ingredients in it, fares. Because I may switch up and change a little bit of the mix design for around a stove for that purpose. The one I could put out for sure is like the stovepipe, because
that one was awesome.
That one's set in stone.
Tried and
It works
trusted.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay, we got to check these. Always learning, thank you, says, wouldn't using a refractory mortar be better than plain concrete for hot fire temps of the rocket stove?
Yeah, but refractory mortar is super heavy. It's about as heavy as concrete. The specific gravity of concrete, I think a cubic foot of it is about 142 pounds or something. It's really heavy. And the whole idea behind aircrete is that we can infuse air to it, and instead of using an aggregate, the aggregate is air particles inside, and it makes it super light. And so that's what we were trying to achieve. And I treated it afterwards with a water glass. If you haven't seen that video, check that out on my channel.
So George says that he means the spray on concrete stain instead of the mix that you put in it.
Oh, I don't know.
That is something that we will actually probably try now to see how it works.
Yeah, because spray on concrete stain is cool too. It just soaks into the top layer. UTR says, just want to say I love kind and helpful people like you both. Much appreciated and love watching your vids. Keep staying creative, practical, and awesome. It's comments like those that just keep me going. When I had a full-time job and was doing this at the same time, and I was staying up till 2 and 3 in the morning, it was comments like that kept me going. So thanks.
And yes, Frank, we are planning on putting out detailed plans for the pizza oven. It'll be in a PDF.
Yeah.
The pizza oven's not done 100% yet. It's curing, and then he needs some time to draw up all the stuff.
Right. And I'm building the door right now, so.
So it will be coming, and hopefully soon. We'll see.
See how fast I can get it drawn up.
And then Robert H. says, another issue I'm having is my air compressor is a small 2-gallon, and I don't get much pressure in the solution chamber. Don't you need like 90 psi? Does he get that?
So he's got a little pancake compressor.
Yeah.
From what I understand. If you can still get good foam, it'll just make real slowly. If you turn down the amount of foam solution that you're allowing to go into your gun to match the amount of air that can be generated by your compressor. So you just got to full with your valves, and you can still get good foam. Because there's been times when my kids upstairs in the shop or something unplugged my air compressor, and I'm down here making a batch, and I've had to adjust my valves to make the foam come out good because I didn't have the right volume of air coming out. So it can be done.
Just play with it, and yes, it goes super slow. So yeah, I guess turn it down.
Yeah, turn down the soap and to match the volume of air, and you should still be able to get some good quality foam. It'll just come out slow. You won't be able to make like a 5-gallon bucket in 30 seconds.
All right, so I think that's it, unless you have anything else.
No, that's about it. Hey guys, thanks, and I will catch you probably tomorrow. We have another video on the pizza oven coming out. I wanted to do it in segments. I don't like drawing projects out, but there's just so much detail, and I want to keep it DIY. I don't want it to be so complicated that everybody looks at it and says, that's not DIY. He's like a super sheet metal man, which I'm not. So
and Robert H says, yes, it goes super slow. And Larry Willis says, have you thought about using the aluminum frame and you fabricated as a flue for a rocket stove top with the aircrete on the outside?
An aluminum flue? No, I haven't thought about that. Just simply because the rocket stoves make so much heat that I think aluminum
would melt.
It could possibly, yeah.
Okay, and then Brandon W. says, any idea if the oil from the compressor affects the aircrete mix?
You shouldn't get that much oil. It should just be residual. I wouldn't think it would affect it.
Always Learning says, thank you, appreciate your effort. Mike Law says, take it easy. Down East Wave says, what will the dimensions of the shed for your dad be?
It's going to be 12 by 15, so it's a pretty good size shed, and it's going to have an 8-foot, 9-foot, yeah, let's do 9-foot ceiling.
Right.
And it's going to have a workbench in it, and windows, and doors, and
it'll be a really pretty shed.
It'll be a really pretty shed, and it's not going to cost that much to build. Not nearly as much as traditional building stuff.
Ellen says, thanks from South Dakota. Nizra, Dragon Smiles. And then Frank says, thumbs up for you guys. Can see them.
All right.
Thanks, you guys. Looking forward to the panels also, and perfect shed size. Thanks.
All right.
All right. You guys have a great day.
All right. See ya. Thanks.